Welcome back to another episode of Kavanaugh's Corner. Today on the channel, we're doing a video that was kind of unexpected. I actually had a completely different review lined up, but this movie showed up at my door. It was sent to me by Universal Studios in advance of its release, and that movie is Fast 10. I've heard some people call it Fast X, but it's Roman numeral 10, so I'm just going to call it Fast 10. That's what it's kind of meant to be called, but whatever. Anyway, so this was actually sent to me a few days early, about a week early, actually. So big thank you to Universal Pictures for sending this guy out. I was very, very happy to see this arrive. Now, in terms of the Fast and Furious franchise, I enjoy these films, but after the seventh one, they really kind of went downhill for me. The last one with the car in space was just so ridiculous. I checked out about 15 minutes into the movie. I was just like, okay, I'm out of here. But I do enjoy the films as just brainless popcorn fun. So when this arrived at my doorstep, I was very, very happy about it. And today we're going to be talking about the 4K release here. They're calling it a collector's edition. This does come with a 4K disc, a standard Blu-ray, and a digital copy. So that is really nice. And the disc does have Dolby Vision as well as Dolby Atmos. So let's jump right into it here. Fast 10 does come with Dolby Vision, as I mentioned earlier. And that's a really big help to this disc. This picture on here is extremely vivid. I mean, the color palette on it is so beautiful to look at. I mean, the whole movie is eye candy. And there are some really wild colors in this film. The cars have all these wild colors. I mean, there's a Porsche at one point, or Porsche, sorry, no, the car guys are going to get on me for that one, but there's a lime green Porsche at one point that just really just pops out at you. There are a lot of shots of landscapes that are just absolutely beautiful. The picture gets extremely bright at times. There is one piece of the film that takes place in a very cold region, not to spoil anything, and it's just white as far as the eye can see, and it looks beautiful. I mean, the picture quality on this disc in terms of colors is just eye-poppingly beautiful. However, I did notice one thing that kind of irked me when I watched it, and it's that I thought that the image quality, the detail level, was actually kind of soft quite a lot throughout the film. And I come to find out that the movie actually has a 2K upscaled to 4K digital intermediate. So this is not a native 4K transfer on here. It's a 2K that's been upscaled to 4K. And that is telling because anytime there is an up close shot of an actor or actress, whoever it may be, this movie has a ton of stars in it. The image is very much like a soft kind of detail level. It's not as sharp or as detailed as I thought it would be, especially since this is a brand new film. Now, most movies that are done with that 2K intermediate are there movies that are like comic book films. Now, this movie is completely ridiculous. I mean, I don't think it's as ridiculous as the ninth one. I mean, but it's pretty out there. But this is pretty much a comic book movie. There is so much CGI in these movies now that they kind of have to do that 2K digital intermediate. So it's understandable, but a lot of times you really can't tell if it's a 2K intermediate. With this one, I could actually tell, which was very surprising. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. In this case, it is pretty noticeable, especially with the close-ups of the actors. Uh, Again, the overall picture is really, really beautiful, but that kind of bugged me, and it is kind of a ding on this disc. Now, everything else on it was solid. The black levels were really good. Again, color palette was beautiful. Skin tones were, fairly accurate. But like I said, it's that detail level that you come to expect from a 4K disc. It's kind of, it's not so great on this one. But the rest of the image quality really makes up for that. So it's, you know, it's kind of like I ding it a point for that. Now, as for the audio quality on this, it does come with a Dolby Atmos track, and the Dolby Atmos track on this is really solid. You know, sound effects, this is a very loud, bombastic action film, so the sound effects are really well done. Everything is just screechingly loud, except for the dialogue. And that was something that I thought was kind of wild too, is that I thought the dialogue in this, the volume level of the dialogue was just a little too low for my taste. Usually it's on par with everything else that's going on. In this case, it's almost like it's just a tad too quiet. Now, I didn't have to adjust the volume on my setup too much, but every now and then when there was a very dialogue heavy sequence, I had to turn it up just a tiny bit to just get a better, you know, understanding of what was being said. For this, it was kind of weird that that happened, but the Atmos track as a whole was really, really good. The score of the movie sounded great. There is a good amount of use of the overheads in this. Again, you know, the surrounds are used perfectly, so it's a really good Atmos track. I just wish that dialogue was just a tad bit higher. That's the only complaint I could make about that. And this also does come with a ton of special features. Universal is actually pretty cool. They have been doing this a lot lately, but the all the special features are on the 4K disc as well as the standard Blu-ray, so you don't have to switch back and forth. There's a ton of featurettes on there, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, interviews with the cast and crew. They even have a featurette about all the different cars that were used in the movie. So if you're a fan of the series and you want to see some behind the scenes stuff, it does have a good amount of special features on there as well. So what did I think of Fast 10 as a whole? I thought, again, very pretty looking picture. It, you know, lacked in detail level. The audio quality was really good for the most part, except for that dialogue. So again, it's not like the worst 4K release ever. It's just one of the few 2K upscales that I could actually tell was a 2K upscale, which is, again, very surprising for me. But if you're a fan of this film, you'll probably absolutely love this disc. If you want to pick this up, this does come out on Tuesday, August 8th. So again, this is an early review. I'll leave a link in the description below. It leads to Amazon if you do want to pick this up. And if you do use that link, it does help us out here on the channel. Again, I don't usually get a lot of films sent to me. This is a rare exception. A lot of times I buy these movies on my own. So anything, any kind of patronage by you guys would be greatly appreciated, as well as a thumbs up button on the video below. That does help out the channel a lot. Also, make sure to subscribe below if you want to see more reviews like this one, and hit that bell icon so you know when these reviews come out. So again, thank you very much to Universal Pictures for sending out Fast 10. This was definitely a nice little escape from reality for a few hours. So until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.